This is Mental Forge, where weakness burns and warriors are built. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with the absolute certainty that wealth is not just possible for you, but inevitable. Picture yourself moving through your day with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that every thought, every decision, every action is magnetically drawing prosperity into your life. This is not fantasy. This is not wishful thinking. This is the reality that awaits you when you train your mind for wealth using the principles and practices I am about to share with you. For the next 50 to 90 minutes, you and I are going to embark on a journey that will fundamentally rewire how your brain processes money, opportunity, and success. We are going to dive deep into the mental architecture of wealth creation, exploring not just what the wealthy do, but how they think, how they feel, and how they condition their subconscious minds to attract abundance like a magnet attracts metal. The question is not whether you deserve wealth. You do. The question is not whether opportunities exist. They are everywhere, waiting for eyes trained to see them. The real question is this: are you willing to spend the next 30 days reprogramming the most powerful computer on Earth, the 3 pounds of neural tissue between your ears, to become a wealth-generating machine? What I am about to reveal to you represents decades of research into the psychology of success, the neuroscience of achievement, and the spiritual laws that govern abundance. These are not theories. These are not motivational platitudes. These are proven principles that have transformed ordinary people into extraordinary wealth creators, and they will work for you if you have the courage to apply them consistently for the next 30 days. But before we dive into the specific techniques and exercises that will reprogram your wealth consciousness, let me tell you about a man who understood the power of mental conditioning better than perhaps anyone who ever lived. His name was Andrew Carnegie, and at the height of his wealth, he was worth more than $400 billion in today's money. But Carnegie was not born into wealth. He was born into poverty in Scotland, and his family immigrated to America when he was a child, settling in a small apartment above his father's weaving shop. What separated Carnegie from the millions of other poor immigrants of his time was not luck, not connections, not even exceptional intelligence. It was his absolute conviction that wealth was his birthright and his willingness to condition his mind daily to align with that belief. Carnegie would spend hours each day visualizing himself as wealthy, feeling the emotions of success, and programming his subconscious mind with images of abundance. He understood what modern neuroscience has now proven, that the brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one, and that through repetition, we can literally rewire our neural pathways to support wealth creation rather than poverty thinking. Carnegie once said that 98% of people fail in life because they never learn to make decisions quickly and change them slowly. He understood that wealth is created first in the mind through decisive thinking, then manifested in reality through consistent action. This principle alone, when mastered, will transform your financial destiny. Now, let me ask you something. When you think about money, what is the first emotion that arises? For most people, it is fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of losing what they have. Fear of being judged for wanting more. Fear of failure. Fear of success. But here is what the wealthy understand that the poor do not. Wealth flows toward those who welcome it with joy, excitement, and gratitude. And it flows away from those who approach it with fear, anxiety, and guilt. Your relationship with money is the most important relationship you will ever develop outside of your relationship with yourself and your loved ones. And like any relationship, it must be cultivated consciously, consistently, and with genuine appreciation. Over the next 30 days, we are going to transform your relationship with money from one of fear and scarcity to one of love and abundance. The first principle you must understand is this: wealth is not something you pursue. Wealth is something you attract by the person you become. This insight comes directly from the teachings of Jim Rohn, one of the greatest wealth philosophers of the 20th century, and it is the foundation upon which all lasting prosperity is built. You cannot think poor thoughts, feel poor emotions, and take poor actions and expect to become wealthy. It defies the laws of cause and effect, the laws of attraction, and the laws of success. But you can think wealthy thoughts, feel wealthy emotions, and take wealthy actions. And when you do this consistently for 30 days, You will begin to see miraculous changes in your external circumstances. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever seeds you plant and water and tend will grow. Plant seeds of abundance, and abundance will grow. Plant seeds of scarcity, and scarcity will grow. It is that simple and that profound. The second principle is that your subconscious mind is your wealth creation partner, but it must be trained properly. Your subconscious mind controls 95% of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and it operates according to the programs that have been installed there over the course of your lifetime. Most people have been programmed with poverty consciousness from childhood. They have been told that money is the root of all evil, that rich people are greedy, that they should be grateful for what they have and not want more. These programs are like viruses in a computer, causing your mental wealth creation software to malfunction. But the beautiful thing about the subconscious mind is that it can be reprogrammed at any age. And when you reprogram it with wealth consciousness, it becomes your most powerful ally in creating the financial life of your dreams. Over the next 30 days, you will learn specific techniques for communicating with your subconscious mind in its own language, which is the language of images, emotions, and repetition. You will learn how to install new programs that support wealth creation and delete old programs that support poverty thinking. And you will discover that your subconscious mind, once properly programmed, will work 24 hours a day to bring you opportunities, insights, and resources that align with your new wealth consciousness. The third principle is that wealth is created through value creation, and value creation is unlimited. There is no shortage of problems to solve, needs to meet, or desires to fulfill in this world. Every problem is a profit opportunity in disguise. Every need is a business idea waiting to be born. Every desire is a market waiting to be served. The question is not whether opportunities exist. The question is whether your mind is trained to recognize them and your courage is developed enough to act on them. Thomas Edison understood this principle better than almost anyone. Edison held over 1,000 patents and created multiple industries, not because he was the smartest man alive, but because he trained his mind to see problems as opportunities and opportunities as wealth creation vehicles. Edison would spend hours each day in what he called his thinking chair, programming his mind to generate solutions to the world's problems. He understood that every solution he created would be rewarded by the marketplace in direct proportion to the value it provided. Edison once said that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. But what most people do not understand is that Edison was not just talking about physical effort. He was talking about the mental effort required to condition your mind for wealth creation. Edison would visualize his inventions in perfect detail before he ever built them. He would feel the satisfaction of solving problems and serving humanity. He would program his subconscious mind with images of success and abundance. This mental conditioning was just as important as his physical work, and it is just as important for your wealth creation journey. Now, let me share with you the specific daily practices that will reprogram your mind for wealth over the next 30 days. These practices are based on the latest research in neuroscience, psychology, and quantum physics, and they have been tested and proven by thousands of successful wealth creators throughout history. The first practice is morning visualization. Every morning, within the first hour of waking, you will spend 15 to 30 minutes visualizing yourself as already wealthy. You will see yourself living in your dream home, driving your dream car, traveling to your dream destinations, and most importantly, feeling the emotions of financial freedom. You will see yourself confidently making business decisions, easily attracting opportunities, and gracefully handling large sums of money. But here is the key. You must visualize with all 5 senses and feel the emotions as if your wealth is already real. Your subconscious mind responds to emotion, not logic. When you combine vivid imagery with powerful emotions, you create what neuroscientists call neural pathways, which are like highways in your brain that make wealthy thinking automatic and effortless. Visualization is not daydreaming, it is mental rehearsal. Professional athletes use visualization to improve their performance because they understand that the mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you visualize yourself as wealthy every morning for 30 days, you are literally training your brain to think, feel, and act like a wealthy person. and wealthy actions inevitably lead to wealthy results. The second practice is wealth affirmations. Throughout the day, you will repeat specific affirmations that program your subconscious mind with wealth consciousness. These are not empty positive thinking statements. These are scientifically designed declarations that overwrite limiting beliefs and install empowering beliefs. Some examples include, I am a money magnet, and wealth flows to me easily and effortlessly. I provide tremendous value to the world and am richly rewarded for my contributions. I think like a wealthy person, feel like a wealthy person, and act like a wealthy person. Money loves me and I love money. I am worthy of unlimited abundance and prosperity. You will repeat these affirmations with conviction, emotion, and faith at least 100 times per day. This may sound like a lot, but remember, you have probably repeated negative thoughts about money thousands of times over your lifetime. It takes repetition to overwrite old programming and install new programming. But when you do it consistently, the results are miraculous. If you are finding value in these insights and techniques, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss content that can transform your financial life. We are building a community of wealth creators here, and your engagement helps spread these life-changing principles to more people who need them. The third practice is gratitude and appreciation. Every evening before bed, you will spend 10 to 15 minutes expressing genuine gratitude for all the wealth and abundance that is already in your life. This includes not just money, but health, relationships, opportunities, experiences, and even simple pleasures like a beautiful sunset or a delicious meal. Gratitude is the fastest way to shift your vibration from scarcity to abundance, and abundance attracts more abundance. But you will also express gratitude for the wealth that is on its way to you. You will thank the universe for the money that is flowing to you, the opportunities that are coming to you, and the success that is manifesting in your life. This practice of future gratitude programs your subconscious mind to expect wealth rather than lack, and expectation is one of the most powerful forces in wealth creation. The fourth practice is wealth education. Every day, you will spend at least 30 minutes learning about money, investing, business, or success principles. You will read books by wealthy authors, listen to podcasts by successful entrepreneurs, watch videos by financial experts, and study the strategies of those who have achieved the level of wealth you desire. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is wealth. However, not all wealth education is created equal. You must be careful to learn from those who have actually achieved wealth, not just those who teach about it. There is a big difference between someone who has created millions of dollars and someone who has just read about creating millions of dollars. Seek out mentors, authors, and teachers who have walked the path you want to walk and achieved the results you want to achieve. One of the greatest wealth educators of all time was Benjamin Franklin. Franklin understood that wealth is created through the compound effect of consistent learning and consistent action. He would spend 2 hours every morning studying, reading, and planning his day. He would spend his evenings reflecting on his progress, analyzing his mistakes, and preparing for the next day. Franklin believed that an investment in knowledge pays the best interest, and his commitment to continuous learning made him one of the wealthiest men in colonial America. Franklin also understood the power of written goals. He would write down his financial objectives every morning and review them every evening. He understood that the act of writing activates the reticular activating system in your brain, which is like a mental radar that searches for opportunities and resources that align with your goals. When you write down your wealth goals and review them daily, you program your mind to notice money-making opportunities that you would otherwise miss. The fifth practice is daily action taking. Wealth is not created through thinking alone. It is created through thinking combined with action. Every day, you will take at least one specific action that moves you closer to your wealth goals. This could be making a business contact, researching an investment opportunity, developing a skill, creating a product, or providing a service. The key is consistency. Small actions taken consistently over time create extraordinary results. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, studied over 500 millionaires and found that they all shared one common trait. They were people of decision and action. They would make decisions quickly and change them slowly. They understood that a mediocre plan acted upon immediately is superior to a perfect plan that is never implemented. Wealthy people are not necessarily smarter than poor people, but they are more decisive and they take more action. Hill tells the story of Edwin Barnes, who had a burning desire to become a business partner of Thomas Edison. Barnes was poor and had no connections, but he had an unshakable belief in his ability to achieve his goal. He traveled from Detroit to Orange, New Jersey, and walked into Edison's office asking for a job. Edison was impressed by Barnes's determination and hired him as a low-paid assistant. Barnes worked faithfully for Edison, always looking for an opportunity to prove his worth. When Edison invented the dictating machine, Barnes saw his chance. He convinced Edison to let him sell the machines, and he became so successful that Edison made him a partner. Barnes's story illustrates the power of definite purpose, persistent action, and unwavering faith in your ability to achieve your goals. The sixth practice is mental rehearsal of success scenarios. Every week, you will spend time mentally rehearsing specific wealth creation scenarios. You will visualize yourself successfully negotiating business deals, confidently investing money, gracefully handling financial setbacks, and wisely managing large sums of money. You will see yourself thinking clearly under pressure, making wise decisions quickly, and seizing opportunities when they arise. This practice prepares your mind for success by creating neural pathways that support wealthy behavior. When you encounter real-life situations that require wealthy thinking and acting, your brain will already have templates for success, and you will respond automatically and effectively. The seventh practice is association with wealth-minded people. The people you spend time with have a profound influence on your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. If you associate with people who complain about money, blame others for their financial problems, and believe that wealth is only for others, you will unconsciously adopt these limiting beliefs. But if you associate with people who are excited about money, take responsibility for their financial results, and believe that wealth is possible for anyone willing to earn it, you will unconsciously adopt these empowering beliefs. Over the next 30 days, you will actively seek out wealth-minded people to learn from and associate with. You will join business groups, attend financial seminars, participate in online communities of entrepreneurs and investors, and surround yourself with people who support your wealth creation goals. Remember, you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose your associations carefully. John D. Rockefeller, who became the wealthiest person in modern history, understood the power of association. Rockefeller surrounded himself with brilliant business minds and learned from every interaction. He once said that he would rather earn 1% of the effort of 100 people than 100% of his own effort. Rockefeller built wealth not just through his own efforts, but through his ability to attract, inspire, and coordinate the efforts of others. He understood that wealth is a team sport, and he cultivated relationships with people who could help him achieve his goals while he helped them achieve theirs. Rockefeller also understood the importance of systematic thinking and long-term planning. While most people think in terms of immediate gratification, Rockefeller thought in terms of decades. He would make decisions based not on their short-term benefits, but on their long-term wealth creation potential. This type of strategic thinking is essential for building lasting wealth, and it is a skill that can be developed through practice and discipline. Now, let me address one of the biggest obstacles to wealth creation: fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of change, fear of the unknown. Fear is the great enemy of wealth, and it must be conquered if you are to achieve financial freedom. But here is what most people do not understand about fear. It is not something to be eliminated. It is something to be mastered. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling fear and acting anyway. Wealthy people feel fear just like everyone else, but they have trained themselves to act in spite of fear rather than being paralyzed by it. They understand that fear is often a sign that they are about to do something important, something that will stretch them and help them grow. The way to master fear is through repetition and gradual exposure. If you are afraid of public speaking, you start by speaking to small groups and gradually work your way up to larger audiences. If you are afraid of investing, you start by investing small amounts and gradually increase your investments as you gain knowledge and confidence. If you are afraid of starting a business, you start with a small side business and gradually build it while maintaining your regular income. Fear loses its power over you when you face it repeatedly, and discover that you can handle whatever challenges arise. Every time you act in spite of fear, you build what I call courage muscle. And like any muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Let me tell you about a woman who understood this principle better than almost anyone. Her name was Madam C.J. Walker, and she became America's first female self-made millionaire in the early 1900s. Walker was born into poverty, orphaned at age 7, married at 14, and widowed at 20 with a young daughter to support. She worked as a washerwoman, earning barely enough to survive. But Walker had a vision that transcended her circumstances. She believed she could create a business empire built around hair care products for African American women. Everyone told her it was impossible. She had no education, no capital, no connections, and no business experience. But she had something more powerful than any of these things: an unshakable belief in her ability to succeed and the courage to act in spite of overwhelming obstacles. Walker started her business by selling hair care products door to door. She faced rejection after rejection, but she refused to quit. She reinvested every dollar she earned back into her business. She studied successful entrepreneurs and applied their principles to her own enterprise. She surrounded herself with people who believed in her vision and could help her achieve it. Within a few years, she had built a business empire that employed thousands of people and made her incredibly wealthy. Walker's story illustrates several crucial wealth creation principles. First, wealth begins with a vision that is bigger than your current circumstances. Second, you must be willing to start where you are with what you have, even if it seems inadequate. Third, persistence in the face of obstacles is more important than talent, education, or capital. Fourth, you must constantly reinvest in yourself and your business to fuel growth. Fifth, surrounding yourself with supportive people multiplies your chances of success. But perhaps the most important lesson from Walker's story is that your background does not determine your future. No matter where you come from, what mistakes you have made, or how many times you have failed, you can create wealth if you develop the right mindset and take consistent action toward your goals. This brings us to one of the most powerful wealth creation tools available to you: the power of decision. Wealthy people are decisive people. They gather enough information to make an informed decision, then they decide quickly and act immediately. Poor people, on the other hand, tend to be indecisive. They analyze situations to death, seek opinions from everyone they know, and delay making decisions until opportunities pass them by. The difference between the wealthy and the poor is not intelligence, education, or even opportunity. It is the speed and quality of their decision-making. Wealthy people understand that not making a decision is a decision, and it is usually the wrong decision. They would rather make a quick decision and course correct if necessary than miss opportunities while trying to make perfect decisions. Here is a powerful exercise that will develop your decision-making muscle. For the next 30 days, practice making small decisions quickly. When you go to a restaurant, decide what to order within 30 seconds of looking at the menu. When you go shopping, decide what to buy within a few minutes of looking at your options. When someone asks for your opinion, give it immediately rather than saying you need to think about it. This may seem trivial, but it is training your brain to be decisive. Decision-making is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. As you develop confidence in making small decisions quickly, you will naturally become more confident in making big decisions quickly. And big decisions made quickly are what create wealth. I want to pause here for a moment to remind you that if you are getting value from these wealth-building principles and techniques, please subscribe to this channel and share this content with anyone who could benefit from it. Your support helps us reach more people with these life-changing ideas, and together we can create a community of successful wealth builders who support and inspire each other. Another crucial element of wealth consciousness is understanding that money is simply a tool for creating freedom and serving others. Many people have negative associations with money because they believe that wanting money makes them greedy or selfish. But money itself is neither good nor evil. It is neutral. What matters is how you earn it, how you use it, and why you want it. If you want money so you can buy things to impress people you do not like, then your relationship with money is unhealthy. But if you want money so you can have the freedom to spend time with people you love, contribute to causes you believe in, and live according to your values, then your relationship with money is healthy and empowering. Wealthy people understand that money amplifies who you already are. If you are generous, money makes you more generous. If you are greedy, money makes you more greedy. If you are kind, money makes you more kind. If you are cruel, money makes you more cruel. This is why it is so important to develop your character alongside your wealth. Money without character is dangerous. Money with character is a blessing to the world. One of the greatest examples of money combined with character was Andrew Carnegie, whom I mentioned earlier. Carnegie not only accumulated vast wealth, but he also gave away 90% of his fortune during his lifetime. He built over 2,000 libraries around the world, funded universities and research institutions, and established foundations that continue to serve humanity today. Carnegie understood that with great wealth comes great responsibility, and he used his money to create lasting value for society. Carnegie also understood that the most important investment you can make is in yourself. He spent a fortune on his own education and development, hiring the best teachers and mentors available. He surrounded himself with brilliant minds and paid them well for their knowledge and advice. He understood that every dollar invested in developing himself would return many dollars in increased earning capacity. This principle is just as important today as it was in Carnegie's time. The highest return on investment available to you is the investment you make in your own knowledge, skills, and personal development. Every book you read, every course you take, every mentor you hire, every conference you attend is an investment that can pay dividends for the rest of your life. Let me share with you a specific wealth-building exercise that combines several of the principles we have discussed. It is called the Wealth Creation Blueprint, and you will complete it during your first week of the 30-day program. First, you will write down your specific wealth goal. This must be an exact number, not a vague wish like, I want to be rich. You might write, I will have a net worth of $1 million by December 31st, 2027. The more specific your goal, the more powerfully it will program your subconscious mind. Second, you will write down your why. Why do you want this wealth? What will it allow you to do, be, or have? How will it change your life and the lives of those you love? Your why must be compelling enough to motivate you through the inevitable challenges and setbacks you will face on your wealth creation journey. Third, you will write down the price you are willing to pay. What are you willing to give up, sacrifice, or change in order to achieve your wealth goal? Are you willing to work longer hours, learn new skills, take calculated risks, delay gratification? Wealthy people understand that everything has a price, and they are willing to pay the price of success up front rather than the price of regret later. Fourth, you will write down specific actions you will take to achieve your goal. These must be concrete, measurable activities that you can complete within specific timeframes. For example, I will read one book about investing every month, or I will save 20% of my income and invest it in growth stocks, or I will start a side business selling products online within 60 days. Fifth, you will write down potential obstacles and how you will overcome them. What challenges might you face on your journey to wealth? How will you handle setbacks, rejections, failures, and disappointments? By anticipating obstacles and planning your responses, you prepare your mind to handle challenges effectively rather than being derailed by them. Sixth, you will write down the type of person you must become to achieve your wealth goal. What knowledge must you acquire? What skills must you develop? What habits must you adopt? What beliefs must you embrace? What fears must you overcome? Wealth is not just about what you do, it is about who you become in the process of doing it. Finally, you will read your wealth creation blueprint every morning and every evening for the entire 30 days. This repetition will program your subconscious mind with your wealth goals and activate the goal-seeking mechanism in your brain. You will begin to notice opportunities that align with your goals, and you will feel motivated to take actions that move you closer to your desired outcomes. Now let me tell you about one of the most powerful wealth creation principles ever discovered. The principle of compound growth. Most people understand compound interest in relation to money, but they do not understand compound growth in relation to personal development. Just as money grows exponentially when you reinvest the interest, your abilities grow exponentially when you consistently improve yourself day by day. If you improve yourself by just 1% each day, you will be 37 times better at the end of 1 year. This is the mathematical power of compound growth. and it applies to every area of your life. If you improve your sales skills by 1% each day, you will become a dramatically better salesperson within a year. If you improve your investment knowledge by 1% each day, you will become a dramatically better investor within a year. If you improve your business skills by 1% each day, you will become a dramatically better entrepreneur within a year. The key is consistency. Most people try to improve dramatically in short periods of time, burn themselves out, and then quit. But wealthy people understand that small, consistent improvements compounded over time create extraordinary results. They focus on getting slightly better each day rather than trying to achieve perfection immediately. This is why the 30-day Wealth Mind Training program is so powerful. You are not trying to become wealthy in 30 days. You are reprogramming your mind over 30 days so that you think, feel, and act like a wealthy person for the rest of your life. The wealth creation happens naturally as a result of the mental transformation. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest people in the world, built his fortune through the power of compound growth. Buffett started investing as a teenager, and he has been consistently investing for over 70 years. He did not become wealthy through get-rich-quick schemes or high-risk speculation. He became wealthy by making solid investments and allowing compound growth to work its magic over time. Buffett also understands the importance of continuous learning. He spends 5 to 6 hours every day reading and studying. He reads annual reports, financial statements, business magazines, and books about investing and business. He treats learning like a full-time job because he understands that knowledge compounds just like money. The more you know, the better decisions you make. The better decisions you make, the better results you get. The better results you get, the more wealth you create. Buffett once said that the most important investment you can make is in yourself. Your earning ability is your greatest asset, and anything you do to improve your earning ability will pay dividends for the rest of your life. This is why wealthy people are lifelong learners. They never stop growing, improving, and developing new capabilities. Let me share with you another powerful wealth creation technique: mental scripting. This involves writing detailed scenarios of your future wealthy life and reading them regularly to program your subconscious mind. You will write these scenarios in present tense, as if they are already happening, and you will include as much sensory detail as possible. For example, you might write, "I am sitting in my beautiful home office, overlooking the ocean, reviewing my investment portfolio on my computer. I feel grateful and excited as I see that my net worth has grown to $5 million. I can hear the waves crashing on the beach below, and I can smell the fresh ocean air coming through the open window. I feel peaceful and confident knowing that I have created financial freedom for myself and my family. I pick up the phone to call my financial advisor to discuss our next investment opportunity, and I feel excited about the possibilities that lie ahead." When you read scenarios like this regularly, your subconscious mind begins to accept them as reality. Your mind starts working to make these scenarios come true by guiding you toward thoughts, decisions, and actions that align with your wealthy future. This is not wishful thinking or fantasy. This is strategic mental programming based on how the mind actually works. Professional athletes use mental scripting to improve their performance. They visualize perfect games, successful plays, and winning outcomes in vivid detail. Studies have shown that athletes who use mental scripting perform significantly better than those who rely on physical practice alone. The same principle applies to wealth creation. When you mentally rehearse wealthy scenarios, you improve your ability to create wealth in reality. Now, let me address another crucial aspect of wealth consciousness: the relationship between money and time. Poor people trade time for money. They work by the hour, and their income is limited by the number of hours they can work. Wealthy people, on the other hand, create systems that generate money without their direct time investment. They build businesses, create intellectual property, make investments, and develop passive income streams. The transition from trading time for money to creating money through systems is one of the most important shifts you can make in your wealth creation journey. This does not mean you should quit your job immediately and start a business. It means you should gradually build wealth-creating systems while maintaining your current income. You might start by investing a portion of your income in dividend-paying stocks that generate passive income. You might create an online course based on your expertise that can be sold repeatedly without additional time investment. You might write a book that generates royalty income for years. You might start a small business that you can systematize and eventually run without your constant involvement. The key is to start thinking like a business owner rather than an employee, even if you currently work for someone else. Business owners think in terms of leverage, systems, and scalability. They ask questions like, how can I multiply my efforts? How can I create value that does not require my constant presence? How can I build something that generates income while I sleep? Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, understood this principle better than most entrepreneurs. Kroc did not become wealthy by making hamburgers. He became wealthy by creating a system for making hamburgers that could be replicated thousands of times around the world. McDonald's is not really in the hamburger business. It is in the systems business. Kroc built a system that allows thousands of people to make hamburgers consistently, efficiently, and profitably without his direct involvement. Kroc started McDonald's when he was 52 years old, proving that it is never too late to create wealth through systems thinking. Before McDonald's, Kroc was a traveling salesman making a modest living. But he had a vision of creating a business system that could scale globally, and he had the persistence to turn that vision into reality despite facing numerous obstacles and setbacks along the way. Kroc's story illustrates another important wealth principle: the power of persistence. Wealth creation is rarely a smooth, linear process. There are always obstacles, setbacks, failures, and disappointments along the way. The difference between those who achieve wealth and those who do not is persistence. Wealthy people persist through challenges that cause others to quit. Calvin Coolidge, the 30th President of the United States, captured this principle perfectly when he said, "Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent." This is why the 30-day Wealth Mind Training program emphasizes daily practice. You are building persistence muscle by committing to daily actions regardless of how you feel, what obstacles arise, or what other people say. Every day that you complete your wealth-building practices, you strengthen your persistence and move closer to automatic wealth creation behaviors. Speaking of daily practices, let me give you a specific journaling exercise that will accelerate your wealth creation progress. Every evening, you will write answers to these 5 questions. What wealth-building action did I take today? This could be learning something new about money, making a business contact, saving or investing money, or working on a side business. The key is to take some action every day, no matter how small. What wealth-building opportunity did I notice today? Opportunities are everywhere, but most people are not trained to see them. By consciously looking for opportunities each day and writing them down, you train your mind to become more aware of money-making possibilities. What limiting belief about money did I catch myself thinking today? We all have unconscious limiting beliefs about money that sabotage our wealth creation efforts. By becoming aware of these beliefs, you can consciously replace them with empowering beliefs. What am I grateful for regarding my financial life today? Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, and this shift in focus attracts more abundance into your life. How did I grow as a person today? Wealth is attracted to people who are growing and contributing value to the world. By consciously focusing on your personal growth each day, you become more valuable and more magnetic to opportunities. This journaling practice serves multiple purposes. It keeps you focused on wealth creation activities. It trains your mind to notice opportunities. It helps you identify and overcome limiting beliefs. It cultivates gratitude and abundance thinking, and it encourages continuous personal development. Now, let me share with you one of the most profound wealth creation insights I have ever learned. Wealth is not about the money. It is about the person you become in the process of creating the money. The money is just the byproduct. The real value is in who you become along the journey. When you commit to creating wealth through providing value to others, you develop qualities like discipline, persistence, creativity, leadership, communication skills, problem-solving abilities, and emotional intelligence. These qualities make you more valuable as a person, and valuable people naturally attract valuable opportunities. This is why you should never resent the time and effort required to create wealth. The process is transforming you into someone who deserves wealth. The universe will not give you something you are not prepared to handle responsibly. By developing yourself throughout the wealth creation process, you prove that you can be trusted with greater resources and responsibilities. This perspective transforms wealth creation from a selfish pursuit into a service mission. You are not just trying to get money for yourself. You are developing yourself so you can serve others at a higher level and make a greater contribution to the world. Money is simply the tool that allows you to amplify your service and expand your impact. Before we begin winding down this comprehensive training, I want to emphasize the importance of taking immediate action on what you have learned. Knowledge without action is worthless. You can read every book about wealth creation ever written, attend every seminar ever given, and watch every video ever made. But if you do not apply what you learn, you will remain exactly where you are financially. The wealthy understand that implementation is more valuable than information. They would rather have one good idea that they act on immediately than 100 great ideas that they never implement. This is why I am challenging you to begin your 30-day wealth mind training program today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Today, right now, before you do anything else, I want you to write down 3 specific actions you will take in the next 24 hours to begin reprogramming your mind for wealth. These could be purchasing a book about investing, writing your first wealth affirmations, setting up a separate savings account for your wealth building fund, or simply writing down your specific wealth goal. The actions themselves are less important than the fact that you are taking them immediately. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates results. Every successful wealthy person I have ever studied began their journey with a single action taken in spite of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. They did not wait until they felt ready because they understood that you never feel ready for something you have never done before. Readiness comes through action, not before it. Let me tell you about a man who understood this principle better than almost anyone. His name was Colonel Harlan Sanders, and he did not become wealthy until he was 65 years old. Sanders had failed at multiple businesses and was living on Social Security when he decided to franchise his chicken recipe. Most people told him he was too old to start over, but Sanders understood that age is just a number and that it is never too late to create wealth if you are willing to take action. Sanders drove around the country, sleeping in his car, trying to sell his chicken recipe to restaurant owners. He was rejected over 1,000 times before he found his first partner. But he persisted because he believed in his product and he was willing to take action in spite of repeated rejections. Today, Kentucky Fried Chicken is a global empire worth billions of dollars, all because one man was willing to take action when everyone else told him it was too late. Sanders' story illustrates several crucial wealth principles. First, it is never too late to create wealth if you are willing to take action. Second, rejection is not personal. It is simply part of the process. Third, persistence in action is more powerful than talent, education, or youth. Fourth, belief in yourself and your value proposition is essential for sustained action. Fifth, massive action eventually leads to massive results. But perhaps the most important lesson from Sanders' story is that you must be willing to be uncomfortable in order to become wealthy. Sanders was uncomfortable sleeping in his car, being rejected repeatedly, and starting over at an age when most people are thinking about retirement. But he understood that temporary discomfort leads to permanent wealth, while avoiding discomfort leads to permanent financial struggle. This brings us to one of the most powerful wealth creation concepts, the comfort zone expansion principle. Your comfort zone is the set of activities, thoughts, and behaviors that feel safe and familiar to you. Unfortunately, wealth creation almost always requires you to step outside your comfort zone and do things that feel uncomfortable, uncertain, or scary. Poor people try to stay comfortable and end up struggling financially. Wealthy people are willing to be uncomfortable temporarily in order to create lasting financial freedom. They understand that their comfort zone is actually their danger zone because staying comfortable prevents growth, and without growth, there can be no wealth creation. Over the next 30 days, you will deliberately expand your comfort zone by taking actions that feel uncomfortable but move you toward your wealth goals. You might make cold calls to potential clients, ask for a raise, invest money in stocks for the first time, or start a side business. The specific actions are less important than your willingness to act in spite of discomfort. Every time you expand your comfort zone, you increase your capacity to handle bigger challenges and opportunities. Your comfort zone is like a muscle. The more you stretch it, the stronger and more flexible it becomes. Wealthy people have large, flexible comfort zones that allow them to seize opportunities that would terrify others. Here is a specific comfort zone expansion exercise you can do this week. Identify one action related to wealth creation that makes you feel nervous or uncomfortable. It might be calling a successful person to ask for advice, researching investment opportunities, or pricing your services higher than you ever have before. Whatever it is, commit to taking that action within 7 days, regardless of how you feel about it. When you take this action, pay attention to what happens. You will likely discover that your fears were exaggerated and that you are more capable than you thought. You will build confidence in your ability to handle uncomfortable situations, and this confidence will serve you well throughout your wealth creation journey. Now, let me share with you one of the most overlooked aspects of wealth creation: the power of environment design. Your physical environment has a profound impact on your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. If your environment supports wealth consciousness, you will naturally think and act like a wealthy person. If your environment supports poverty consciousness, you will naturally think and act like a poor person. Take a look around your living space right now. What messages is it sending you about money and success? Are there books about wealth creation visible? Are there vision boards showing your financial goals? Are there symbols of success and abundance? Or are there piles of bills, clutter, and reminders of financial struggle? Wealthy people design their environments to support their success. They surround themselves with books, artwork, and objects that remind them of their goals and inspire them to take action. They create spaces that feel abundant and successful, and these spaces reinforce their wealth consciousness on a subconscious level. Over the next 30 days, you will gradually redesign your environment to support wealth creation. You might purchase books about money and success and place them where you will see them daily. You might create a vision board with images of your financial goals and hang it where you will see it every morning. You might reorganize your space to eliminate clutter and create a sense of order and abundance. You might also create a specific space for your wealth creation activities. This could be a corner of your bedroom, a section of your kitchen table, or a spot in your living room. This space should contain everything you need for your daily wealth building practices: your journal, your goal sheets, your wealth creation books, and any other tools you use regularly. Having a dedicated space signals to your subconscious mind that wealth creation is a priority in your life. Environment design also includes the media you consume. If you constantly watch negative news, listen to music about being broke, or follow social media accounts that promote victim mentality, you are programming your mind for poverty. Wealthy people are extremely selective about the information they allow into their minds because they understand that their thoughts create their reality. For the next 30 days, you will go on a media diet. You will eliminate or drastically reduce negative news, violent entertainment, and poverty-promoting content. Instead, you will consume media that supports wealth consciousness: biographies of successful people, documentaries about business and investing, podcasts about entrepreneurship, and music that makes you feel empowered and optimistic. This might seem like a small change, but it has a profound cumulative effect on your mindset. Your subconscious mind is constantly absorbing information from your environment and using that information to shape your beliefs and expectations. When you feed your mind with wealth-promoting content, you naturally develop wealth-promoting thoughts and behaviors. Speaking of media consumption, if you have not already done so, please subscribe to this channel so you can continue learning about wealth creation and personal development. We regularly share advanced strategies and insights that can accelerate your financial growth, and being part of this community will provide you with ongoing motivation and inspiration. Let me now share with you a powerful wealth creation technique that combines several of the principles we have discussed. The Wealthy Person Role-Play Exercise. For 1 hour each week during your 30-day program, you will pretend that you are already wealthy and make decisions from that perspective. During this hour, you will ask yourself questions like, how would a wealthy person handle this situation? What would a millionaire do in this circumstance? How would someone with unlimited resources approach this problem? Then you will act according to those answers, even if it feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar. This exercise serves multiple purposes. It helps you develop wealthy thinking patterns. It expands your comfort zone by encouraging bold action. It builds confidence in your ability to handle wealth responsibly. And it programs your subconscious mind to expect wealth rather than lack. You might use this exercise when making purchasing decisions, career choices, investment decisions, or business strategies. The key is to temporarily step out of your current financial identity and step into your wealthy future identity. Over time, this future identity will become your current identity, and wealthy behavior will become automatic and natural. One of the most successful applications of this technique is in negotiation situations. Instead of negotiating from a position of scarcity and desperation, you negotiate from a position of abundance and confidence. You ask for what you want without apology. You walk away from bad deals without regret, and you make decisions based on long-term value rather than short-term need. This shift in negotiation style alone can dramatically increase your income and wealth-building capacity. Wealthy people are skilled negotiators because they understand that everything is negotiable and that asking for what you want is the first step to getting it. They negotiate their salaries, their investment terms, their business deals, and even their everyday purchases. They understand that small improvements in negotiation skills can lead to large improvements in financial results. As we move toward the conclusion of this comprehensive wealth mind training, I want to address one of the most important aspects of lasting wealth creation: the development of unshakable faith in your ability to succeed. Faith is not blind optimism or wishful thinking. Faith is the deep conviction that you have what it takes to achieve your goals, regardless of your current circumstances or past failures. This kind of faith is developed through evidence, not emotion. Every time you do what you say you are going to do, you build evidence that you are reliable and capable. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you build evidence that you can handle challenges. Every time you learn something new, you build evidence that you are growing and improving. This evidence accumulates over time and creates unshakable faith in your abilities. The 30-day Wealth Mind Training Program is designed to help you build this evidence systematically. By completing your daily practices consistently, you prove to yourself that you are committed to your wealth creation goals. By taking actions outside your comfort zone, you prove to yourself that you can handle discomfort and uncertainty. By learning new information and applying it immediately, you prove to yourself that you are capable of growth and change. This self-generated evidence is more powerful than any external validation because it comes from your own experience rather than other people's opinions. When you know from personal experience that you can commit to a goal and follow through consistently, you develop the confidence to set bigger goals and take bolder actions. This confidence becomes a self-reinforcing cycle that accelerates your wealth creation progress. Let me tell you about one final historical figure who exemplified this principle of evidence-based faith. Her name was Oprah Winfrey, and she built a media empire worth billions of dollars, starting from humble beginnings in rural Mississippi. Winfrey was born into poverty, faced numerous challenges and setbacks throughout her life, but she consistently took actions that built evidence of her capabilities and potential. Winfrey started as a local news anchor and gradually worked her way up to hosting her own talk show. At each level, she proved to herself that she could handle greater responsibilities and serve larger audiences. She did not wait until she felt ready for bigger opportunities. She created readiness through consistent action and performance. Each success built her confidence and prepared her for even greater challenges. But perhaps the most important aspect of Winfrey's success was her commitment to continuous learning and personal development. She read voraciously, sought out mentors, invested in her education, and constantly worked to improve herself personally and professionally. She understood that her earning capacity was directly related to her learning capacity, and she made learning a lifelong priority. Winfrey also understood the importance of giving back and using her wealth to serve others. She established schools, provided scholarships, supported charitable causes, and used her platform to inspire and educate millions of people. She proved that wealth creation and service to others are not contradictory goals, but complementary aspects of a life well lived. Now, as we approach the end of this training, I want to give you a specific framework for the next phase of your wealth creation journey. This framework is based on what I call the 5 pillars of wealth creation, and it will guide your actions beyond the initial 30-day mind training period. The first pillar is mindset mastery. This is what we have been focusing on primarily in this training. You must continuously work on your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and mental habits to maintain wealth consciousness. This is not a one-time project but a lifelong practice. Wealthy people never stop working on their mindset because they understand that external results are always a reflection of internal states. The second pillar is skill development. You must constantly develop skills that increase your value in the marketplace. This could be technical skills related to your profession, business skills like marketing and sales, or investing skills that help you multiply your money. The key is to always be learning and growing so that you can provide more value and command higher compensation. The third pillar is relationship building. Wealth is rarely created in isolation. You need mentors to guide you, partners to collaborate with, customers to serve, and a network of contacts who can provide opportunities and resources. Invest time and energy in building genuine relationships with people who can help you achieve your goals while you help them achieve theirs. The fourth pillar is systems creation. You must gradually transition from trading time for money to creating systems that generate money without your constant involvement. This could be starting a business, creating intellectual property, building investment portfolios, or developing passive income streams. The goal is to create multiple sources of income that are not dependent on your personal time and effort. The fifth pillar is wealth management. As your wealth grows, you must develop skills in managing, protecting, and multiplying your money. This includes understanding taxes, insurance, estate planning, and investment strategies. Many people who create wealth lose it because they never learn how to manage it properly. Wealthy people are as focused on keeping and growing their money as they are on making it in the first place. These 5 pillars work together synergistically. Your mindset drives your skill development. Your skills help you build valuable relationships. Your relationships create opportunities for systems building. Your systems generate wealth that must be managed properly. And proper wealth management provides the foundation for even greater wealth creation. Over the coming months and years, you will work on all 5 pillars simultaneously, but you will focus more heavily on whichever pillar needs the most attention at any given time. In the beginning, you might focus primarily on mindset and skill development. As you progress, you might shift your focus to relationship building and systems creation. As your wealth grows, you will need to focus more on wealth management and protection. The key is to think of wealth creation as a long-term project that requires consistent effort and continuous improvement. There are no shortcuts to lasting wealth, but there are proven principles that accelerate the process when applied consistently over time. As we conclude this comprehensive training, I want to leave you with 3 final challenges that will determine your success over the next 30 days and beyond. The first challenge is the commitment challenge. Right now, before you do anything else, I want you to make a firm commitment to complete the 30-day Wealth Mind Training Program exactly as outlined. Write down your commitment, sign it, and put it somewhere you will see it every day. This written commitment will serve as a contract with yourself and will help you follow through when motivation wanes or obstacles arise. Your commitment should include specific daily practices, weekly goals, and accountability measures. For example, you might commit to spending 30 minutes each morning on visualization and affirmations, reading 20 pages of wealth-building content each day, taking one action outside your comfort zone each week, and tracking your progress in a journal every evening. The second challenge is the consistency challenge. Success in wealth creation is not about perfection, it is about consistency. You do not need to be perfect for 30 days, but you do need to be consistent. If you miss a day, get back on track immediately rather than giving up completely. If you have a setback, learn from it and keep moving forward. If you face obstacles, find ways around them rather than using them as excuses to quit. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum makes success inevitable. Every day that you complete your wealth-building practices, you strengthen your wealth-creating neural pathways and move closer to automatic wealth consciousness. Every day that you skip your practices, you weaken those pathways and move closer to default poverty thinking. The third challenge is the growth challenge. Commit to growing beyond your current limitations over the next 30 days. This means taking actions that feel uncomfortable, thinking thoughts that feel unfamiliar, and becoming someone you have never been before. Growth requires you to step outside your comfort zone, and wealth creation requires growth. You might challenge yourself to read books that stretch your thinking, attend events where you can meet successful people, start conversations with potential mentors, or begin working on a business idea that excites and terrifies you. The specific challenges are less important than your willingness to embrace discomfort in service of growth. Now, I want to emphasize something crucial about the journey you are about to undertake. Wealth creation is not just about money. It is about becoming the kind of person who can create, manage, and use wealth responsibly. It is about developing discipline, persistence, creativity, leadership, and integrity. It is about learning to provide value to others and solve problems that matter. It is about building a life of freedom, contribution, and significance. The money is important because it provides options and opportunities that are not available without it. But the person you become in the process of creating wealth is even more important because that person will continue to create value and attract opportunities long after any specific amount of money is earned or lost. This perspective transforms wealth creation from a selfish pursuit into a noble mission. You are not just trying to get rich so you can buy things. You are developing yourself so you can serve others at a higher level and make a greater contribution to the world. You are becoming someone who can be trusted with resources and responsibilities that can impact many lives. Remember that every wealthy person you admire started exactly where you are right now. They had doubts, fears, and limitations, just like you do. What separated them from those who remained poor was not superior intelligence, better connections, or more luck. It was their willingness to think differently, act consistently, and persist through obstacles until they achieved their goals. You have everything you need to create wealth. You have a brain that can learn new information. You have hands that can take action. You have a voice that can communicate value to others. You have the same 24 hours each day that every successful person has ever had. The only question is whether you will use these resources to create wealth or to make excuses for why wealth is not possible for you. I believe you will choose wealth creation because you have invested the time to listen to this comprehensive training. You have demonstrated that you are serious about transforming your financial life, and that seriousness is the foundation of all achievement. Now you must transform that seriousness into consistent daily action over the next 30 days and beyond. As you begin this journey, remember that you are not alone. Thousands of people around the world are working on similar goals, facing similar challenges, and celebrating similar victories. You are part of a community of wealth creators who support and inspire each other to achieve greatness. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to this channel so you can stay connected with this community and continue learning advanced wealth creation strategies. Your financial transformation begins now, not someday, not when you feel ready, not when conditions are perfect. It begins with the next thought you think, the next decision you make, and the next action you take. Make that thought a wealthy thought, make that decision a wealthy decision, and make that action a wealthy action. 30 days from now, you will look back on this moment as the turning point in your financial life. You will remember this as the day you stopped making excuses and started making progress. You will remember this as the day you stopped living by default and started living by design. You will remember this as the day you decided to train your mind for wealth and began the journey toward financial freedom. The next 30 days will transform your relationship with money, your belief in your capabilities, and your confidence in your ability to create wealth. But more importantly, they will transform you into someone who deserves wealth, can handle wealth responsibly, and will use wealth to create value for others and make a positive impact on the world. Your wealthy future is waiting for you. It has always been waiting for you. It is not waiting for you to become perfect, more educated, more connected, or more deserving. It is simply waiting for you to decide that you are ready to claim it and to take consistent daily action toward that goal. The decision is yours. The time is now. Your wealth creation journey begins today. Champions, your mind has been forged a little stronger today, but the real test isn't what you learned, it's what you do with it. Take action, dominate your day, and remember, we're not just building better thoughts, we're forging unstoppable lives. The forge doesn't stop, and neither do you. If this episode hit you where it counts, subscribe to Mental Forge Academy and join the Brotherhood of Champions who refuse to settle for ordinary. Go transform, strike while the mind is hot.